Alrighty. I do believe I am live. I think so. And I'm going to go share this because I'm sharing to my regular page and my YouTube channel at the same time, which is awesome because I finally bought a subscription to this thing, to StreamYard. So hopefully everything goes right. I got to adjust the lighting here a little bit because I don't like the color. There you go. I look weird. Kind of like I got like a bad tan or something. I don't know. I have to fix that later. But I'm trying it out. I'm going to share it. Let me get on here and take a look on my Facebook page so I can share it to my personal page and see if I can get more people out here. Right now, we are doing Skeptical Help Bar. That's the new name of my show. Oh, I got 4 people so far. That's awesome. If you're in the chat room, let me know you're here. I can't see it yet. I can't see like when people enter, only when you comment. So throw me up some comments and I will get to them. I'm trying to figure out this new software. I dabbled with it before, StreamYard, but I bought a subscription. So I'm trying to figure out more of the options that I have, which as you can see, now I have this screen here, this overlay, which is great. And I got my logo up in the corner here, which is nice. I like that. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Share now with friends. I'm going to share that to my page. There we go. Awesome. So, hey, Tom, one of my adventure buddies there. So I'll go over the rules as I do every episode of this, and we'll throw it out there. They're pretty simple. Rule number 1 is that this is a Q&A open to paranormal related questions. So if you have questions about ghosts, mostly ghost hunting, and maybe Bigfoot or other cryptids, maybe UFOs, photos, video evidence, gadgets, techniques, methods, TV shows, which I haven't seen a lot of, feel free to ask a question and I'll give you my skeptical opinion of it. It doesn't mean it's the right opinion. Doesn't mean that I know what I'm talking about any more than any other people. It's just my opinion based on what I've learned. So, hey, Kim, how you doing? Hey. So, so rule number 2 is basically, I have to cheat because I wrote them all down. Rule number 2 is basically, I don't know everything. This should be obvious to anyone that's watched this before. I don't know everything, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. So if you ask me a question and I don't know anything about it, I'm going to obviously say that, and then I might look it up. I might take notes. I have my handy, trusty, oversized Post-it notepad. I'll write down some notes and take a look at it later, or we might look it up together, and I'll try and answer the question. Rule number 3, this is a friendly discussion. It's a friendly Q&A. It's relaxed, casual, laid back, no fighting. People don't get butt hurt here if you ask a question. If you ask a hard question, hey, it's a question. We're cool with that. I'm cool with that. But if you're a dick, then you're out of here. I'll figure out how to boot you, and then you're booted, or we'll just ignore you and move on. And then the 4th rule, which I never put up on like written thing, is that when I get too drunk, because this is the Skeptical Help Bar. I know it's kind of messed up here. I gotta move this in a little bit so you can see that it says bar. But the bar is open. I have some alcohol right here and right here. So grab your drink. Enjoy your drinks. And if you have questions, please put them in there. I see we have about 6 people watching, which is good. Well, 5 people watching. I love when I say that and then numbers go down. So if you have questions, if not, this is going to be a short episode and I'll have the night off. Tom, let's see. And I have the ability to put up comments, which I love. You can't be a dick. Damn, I better leave. Yeah, maybe you better leave, Tom. No dickiness here. We try to be friendly, have a discussion, because I know there's some serious questions that come out. And sometimes people are afraid to ask questions because they don't want to be ridiculed by either people in the chat room or maybe because I'm like a scary skeptic or something. They don't want to ask a question. But please feel free to ask questions, or else this whole Q&A thing kind of fails. Hey, oh wow, Mariana, Mariana, is that? Am I saying your name right? I hope so. MJ. All right, that's better. MJ, like Spider-Man. Ooh, I like that. That's cool. How you doing? Are you a newcomer to this? It's the first time because I don't think I've seen that name before. But if you are, welcome. Like, thanks for hanging out. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw it in the chat room there. And I don't know, like I'll give you a behind the scenes or I don't know. I'll give you a heads up. I'm streaming to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so I don't know if it's pulling the comments from both. It looks like only Facebook right now, which is probably true because I don't know how many people actually watch my YouTube channel live. But if you have any questions, please put them up there. Let's see. Have you ever seen or looked into the Scole Experiments? I believe so. I think that's the one that took place over in the UK. Weren't they a series of experiments with psychics? Let me make sure. I know what I'm talking about. The Scole Experiments. Evidence for life after death. The Scole Experiment. I want to read off a thing real quick. Update it. Nope, that's not what I want to read because that would take way too long to read. Where is it? Give me where's Wikipedia? Damn it. It's much easier to read off of that. Scole Experiments. Wikipedia. There we go. No, I hate clicking on the wrong thing. Oh, look. Oh, so the YouTube channel does work. I got a comment from the YouTube. Yeah, nice. I like that. The Scole Experiments, Afterlife Experiments. Let's see. Oh, it's based on, this is about a book that's based on that. A series of experiments that utilized mediums and sitters to investigate whether or not there is life after death. I do remember this. I remember looking into this a little bit, and from what I can remember, the one thing that really, really bothered me about the Scole Experiments was that they were allowed to take place within the psychics' homes, within their own basements or wherever that they had set up for the seances, their seance rooms. So that bothers me because that opens up. I'm not saying that they were because I wasn't there, so I don't know how much trickery was going on. But it opens up to a lot of trickery because it's just like a magician that's on stage. If it's their stage, they have all the power and all control, and they can set up trapdoors and other things that will help them pull off the tricks. So if you're in their own environment and the psychics that were doing these tests, if they have full control over the environment, then that's not a scientific experiment. And I think that probably was my conclusion at the end of what I was reading. And this was a while ago that this actually came up when I looked into it. But that was bothering me because it was not controlled experiments whatsoever. There were very few controls, and most of them were either broken or bent so that it favored the psychics and their actions. So there you go. Good. Thank you. That's awesome. Good question. Let's see. Let me take that off. Let's see. Oh, Frank Chinelli. Nice. I know Frank. Frank is the man with the bar. He's got the bar in the hatch. He opens up the back of his car and there's a full bar there. I love it. Let's see. I'm watching your YouTube channel right now. All right, Shelly. Thank you. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Scole Experiments, something like 5,000 hours of investigations into the paranormal. Yeah, it was a very long series of experiments. I forget the exact number, and I know it was in different places too. It wasn't in the same location. It was several psychics and several locations based on the where the psychics lived. So yeah, that's something that we'll really look into. I'm going to write that down because I want to. I mean, you got me thinking about it now, so I really want to look back into it. And maybe I'll do, I know it's been written about like tons of times, and other people besides me, like Ben Rafford and Joe Nickel, I know they've written about it. So there's a lot more information that's already out there, but maybe I'll put a video together. Maybe I'll put that on the list, and I'll do a full video on it, exploring that a little bit more. Let's see. It was mainly one basement from what I saw. From what I read, there was more than one basement. But again, it's been a while, so don't quote me on that. Wow, time to get a drink. There are some great documentaries out there about it. You know what? I'm big on documentaries. I love documentaries, but I always have that problem because some of the documentaries that I've watched, bad information. And I'm the kind that sits there, I'll watch them with a notebook. I literally sit on the couch with a notebook and my pen and start writing things down. And then I'll start looking up. If something really bothers me, like, wait a minute, I read something about that, that detail, and I don't think that's true. And I'll stop everything and go look it up. And sometimes, I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm not wrong. And so I'm always give and take with documentaries. I'm back and forth because they're entertaining. They show you a lot of places, but I'm not really sure if I don't always trust them. That's it. Because the bottom line is a lot of the documentaries are out there to entertain, and that's where some things might go, off the track a bit. But some are great. Some really give you a lot of information. So, it's 50-50, and you really have to know your shit to really enjoy them. At least for me, because I'm ADD with that shit, or ADD or OCD. I'm one of those alphabetical things with with documentaries. All right. Oh, Tom switched over to YouTube. Nice. And you know what? Give me everybody. Like, I'm trying. I signed up for the subscription, the basic plan for the StreamYard. So this is the first time I'm using this, and I think I messed with the settings a little bit. So make sure. Let me know how it's going tonight. Let me know how it sounds, how it looks, depending on what format you're on. And we're up to 11 people. That's awesome. Give me a shout out to where you're from. Let me know where you're watching this from. So that would be cool. Let's see. Tom World. Tom has some good questions and ideas from time to time. No, Tom's an idiot. Hey, there's my buddy Teddy. Looks good. What's up, Ted? How you doing, Ted? It's a little inside joke. Anytime you tune in, Ted does a show, a podcast, Talk with Teddy, and he's been doing it pretty much every night, which I don't know how he does it, but he does it every night. So make sure you get on there and you just go, Ted, how you doing? Oh, man. No sign tonight. I love this show. What sign? I don't know what sign you're talking about. Hey, what are you using for the frame? The frame is, I made that. I made an overlay. It's a ping file, and I took a drawing that I made. Actually, I stole it and then just edited my own text into it, and then put it in for a certain size. And it's an overlay, but you can only do it when you get the subscription. So that's why it's not perfect. Like, you can see outside the thing, but I kind of like that. I kind of like it because it actually looks more like a stand now. And then I added the liquor bottles, which is pretty cool. Oh, good. I'm glad it looks good. Seems cool on both. Good. I like that. Sounds great. Looks great. All right. Jim, what's up, man? Shane, Daytona Beach. Oh, man. How is it down there? Look at him. You do that Muscle Beach thing? Like, I'm gonna, wait, I'll go this way. We're like twinsies. Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, what's this? Woo! Henley. Am I saying that right? Henley in the UK. Awesome. Cathedral City, California. What's up, Victor? How you doing? Have you? I still have. Wait. Do I have it? Where is it? I had. You know what? I did an interview earlier today, so I had to actually clean it up because the person that I interviewed was a very young kid. And you'll see that interview coming up soon. It's probably going to be next week because there's certain things I can't release it yet because of some secret stuff. But it's a very cool interview, and it's short but sweet. And you'll understand what I'm talking about next week when I release it. So there you go. So I had to get rid of like all the non approved for youngsters stuff that was in the area, including some signs that that were like basically "fuck you." I didn't want that. Jim, I talk with a teddy bear every night too. Okay. Oh, great. Bored. Oh, okay. Live. Where you at? Live from some shit town in California. What's up, Jonathan? Jonathan, the man. He is the man, everybody, that made all my ghosts. Wait. This one, and this one, and this one. And I think there's another one where there's another one that's over there somewhere behind Leia. But awesome guy. Awesome guy. Watched last night's Talk with Terry. Yeah, yes, I was. I was on there. I'm a frequent guest on Talk with Teddy, which is fun. It's a very, there's pretty much no format. It's just like whatever comes up, and it's pretty fun. I like it. So again, if you have questions, oh yeah. See, I even adjusted my name for the interview I had. So I didn't want to have alcohol or a specialty, so I adjusted the name. But don't worry, I added alcohol afterwards. But again, if you have questions, please throw them out there. Let's see. Oh, we do have some. Let's see. Best places you've ever investigated. Well, that's a good question. There's been a couple places, and again, I mean, I'm not a ghost hunter. So I definitely go. I used to be a ghost hunter, but I'm more on the skeptical side of things. I'm not more on the skeptical. I totally am on the skeptical side of things. But some of the places that I've investigated, I liked. What did I like? White Hill Mansion is one of my go-tos. Like I like that place. It's in New Jersey. It's pretty cool. It's right on the borderline of you might be able to fix this mansion up. And on the other side, it's like, this looks like it could be in a movie, like a horror movie. It really is pretty cool. And it's nice inside. They are fixing it up. There is a historical society that's working with it. But that's one of the cool places. I don't think it's haunted. But I don't think any place is haunted. But it's pretty cool. And I also have my EVP challenge there, which is I don't think I've talked about that in a while. My EVP challenge is actually, it's a $500 cash prize for any ghost hunting teams that can go in there and get a intelligent, it's a intelligent based, I guess, EVP that tells them where a hidden object is. And I put the object in there, and there's a bunch of rules. If you go on the White Hill Mansion website and go under their paranormal section, there should be a video of me, yours truly, with my super face, on that webpage, and it'll explain all the rules, because there's a lot of rules and controls in place. But it's an interesting experiment that's been going on for, I think we're almost 2 years now, and only 2 people have tried, have submitted, but no one's gotten it. So pretty cool place. Besides that, investigating. I go for more the history of places too. I like the architecture. I like the history of places. I'm big into photography, so architecture is awesome. So like Eastern State Penitentiary, I love going there because of just the Gothic look of it is just amazing. So yeah, I think that would be it. White Hill Mansion, Eastern State Penitentiary. What else? I was in Waverly Hills, and that would have been, I think it would have been better if I had more free roam of that place. But I was on a guided tour, and it was very dark. We couldn't see shit, so wasn't a lot for me to explore. So good question though. Good question. I mean, I might think of something might pop into my head as I talk about other stuff, so I might come back to that. Let's see. Making a new special. Oh, he's making a new special ghost for me. Nice. I like these guys. Oh, you can't even see them. Hold on. I need to print some. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. What else we got? What's your take on deer zombies? Are you talking about a real thing? I like order like B movies. I don't think I've ever heard of deer zombies. Um, I didn't think zombies or deer could be zombies, or is that just like a really bad movie? Hmm. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna look for your response if that's like a real thing, uh, or if you're just screwing with me. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's see. What else we got? Is there anything you couldn't explain? Yeah, there's tons of shit I can't explain. I mean, physics, I can't explain that at all. Uh, there's been quite a few, and the issue with that is it's not like I don't consider myself an expert at all because I'm still learning stuff as I go. Like practically every day, I learn something new, which is awesome. I love that, but I think for the most part, most of us can't explain everything or a lot of things because we don't have enough information. And that's what it comes down to. If you're only given limited information about a mystery, you really can't solve it. I mean, if you're talking about like something that happened 20 years ago, maybe somebody tells you about an incident that happened and they saw a ghost and they were in this building and it was in 1985. And I'm not talking about Back to the Future, but 1985, and it was at this place. But and I saw a ghost at the end of the hall, and you start asking questions like, "Oh, well, where is it? Can we go to it?" And that person says, "Well, no, that building no longer exists." Well, right there, you're at a dead end because you can't go to the location. You can't see the details. You can't see what might have caused something about it, like a shadow down at the end of the hall. So that's a very very condensed example, and I apologize if it's pretty quick, but I mean, most of the time, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I can't answer because I don't have enough information, and it's very hard to solve a mystery, which is basically what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, if we're all investigators here, we're that's our job. We're supposed to be solving that mystery of what's going on, and that's how I approach it. But if I don't have enough information, I can't solve it. And there's been times when it's been like years have gone by where I started working on a case and I still I can't figure it out. But they're all in copybooks. Like I have notebooks everywhere, and there's notes. And once in a while, like probably every other week, I I stop what I'm doing and I go to the beginning and just page through my notebooks, all of them. Like I think right now I carry six notebooks with me, like full size notebooks with me, usually in my backpack wherever I go, and they're just full of notes. And I page through every one of them to see if there's any updates or if I've heard anything new. So, but yeah, I mean that was a long-winded answer, I think, but I hope that answered your question. Let's see what else. Oh, MJ, skeptics are amazing on investigations. I love you, MJ. You need someone who is level-headed that doesn't think every knock and bump is paranormal. I agree. I agree totally. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've been on investigations or ghost hunts or what have you, like events where it's like you either have the people that are on a thrill ride, like they don't really do it, and this is like a weekend thing that they do, and they come out and they're like every little noise, and sometimes the first thing you think of is like, oh great, newbies or amateurs or whatever, and it's a little sarcastic, but that we all do that. But then you come across sometimes these groups, and I'm not saying all of them do, but a lot of them do, where you go out and it's the same thing, like every little noise, every shadow, anything that goes on that's weird is a ghost. It's paranormal, or it's a demon, or it's something like that. And and I can't help but think sometimes, like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like it's just dark, it's quiet, things are settling down. Of course, you're going to hear a little bit more because you're in an unfamiliar place, and you really have to look. And that's a big thing. Most, I shouldn't say most, many ghost hunters that I interact with don't get up and look for a cause. Like if something happens, if they see a shadow down the end of the hall, or if they hear a noise upstairs, they usually stop and freeze. Like, what's going on? What was that? And that's it. Like they may start an EVP session, or they may look at their gadgets that don't work and see if they light up or make noise, but they don't actually get up off their asses and go look to see what caused the noise. There's been plenty of times I've found raccoons, mice, a cat messing with stuff, or walking through or knock something over. And that's the cause of the noise, or the shadow, or something falling. You really have to look for the cause. And I mean, you said it. You need somebody that's level-headed. And I think a lot of the ghost hunters are level-headed, but I think they're really enthusiastic. They're very into it, and they have some biases going on, and and it's hard to let go of them or put them aside when they're doing their investigations. So great comment. And it wasn't even a question, but it was a good comment. Thank you. That's a great experiment. I think you're talking about the EVP experiment. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. I got a lot of them. That was just great. I love that. I love when it bumps up like this. But yeah, I mean, if you want to know more about that experiment, shoot me a message, and I can explain it a little bit more. I can find the link and put it in the comments, and that way, you can see it and check it out later. Let's see. What else we got? Well, Kenny, did you pay off the ghost to keep mum about it? Yes, I always pay off the ghost. I like to investigate bullshit. Thank you, John. I do. Let's see. Oh, did I wait, where did I go? Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Oh, I jumped ahead in a lot of these. I like to yeah, that is right. I do. I don't know. I'm like a fly. Retracted the bullshit. Oh my God. So let's see. Hey, Kate. Why on paranormal shows does their recording devices catch EVPs, but not the camera sound gear recording devices? That is a great question. That is really a good question. Because, and this is my opinion, all right? So this is what I think. You have all these recording devices, and when it only appears on one, sometimes the general consensus among the ghost hunters present is that, or in general, this is kind of like a tribal knowledge thing, that for some reason the energy, which I hate that word with ghost hunting, the energy somehow affected that one recorder, or the ghost just directed it at that one recorder, and that was it. For me, I think that's a bullshit answer. That's just a made-up answer. I think what's going on is usually I see ghost hunters carrying the recorder around. So I'm going to use this piece of crap as a makeshift recorder, and they're holding it like this, and they're walking around, and they're shifting it in their hand. They're moving it around. They're touching things. They're looking at it like, oh, what's this say? Or they're going back and forth. And all this movement causes vibrations on the case, and the microphone is attached to the case. So all of these little micro vibrations that are caused by the person are transferring into the microphone. You're causing the noises. We can also look at other things like far off noises. I mean, these digital recorders, you've heard them. We've all heard how sensitive they are. They pick up a lot of noise. So they're going to potentially hear things from floors above and below us. If we can hear it, the recorder probably can hear it. They can hear stuff or people talking from other rooms. And it's going to have a little bit more of an echo effect, just because that's how the recorders work. And all these little noises, these subtle noises pop up. And if one recorder is, say, on like in the corner of one room here, but somebody's making a noise over here, a recorder right next to them will probably pick it up better than this one. You might not hear it at all on this one. So I think it comes down to confirmation bias, or it's just like, okay, well, this had a noise, and ghost hunters or people in general really have a tendency to justify things that they already believe as being true. So I think there's that psychological aspect to it, where It's like, all right, we hear a strange noise. I can't explain it. And since one ghost hunter or many ghost hunters in that group can't explain it, it therefore becomes ghost. And that's how it's promoted. It's put on websites, it's put out in videos and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is an unexplained thing. When if they would pay more attention to the environment and have tighter controls on their experiments, you probably would not have all these random noises. But you're right. I mean, if there was a noise that made a sound that these recorders could pick up, all of the recorders should pick it up, including the video cameras that are being used by the crew. And all the other recorders around the room. I mean, you when you watch the TV shows, it's not always just one camera. They have at least two cameras, and they have a microphone guy, and that's it. The microphone guy usually has the microphone up above them, so it's right there in the area. Why aren't these things picking it up? And that's because I think these noises that they're hearing, that they're mistaken for voices, are the noises are localized. And that's it. It's usually because they're handling the recorder, or even if you put it down on a table, it's going to get vibrations from the floor, from people walking, because it's going to transfer. Like, I mean, my microphone, I'm going to move your comment out of the way here, but my microphone is on a shock mount. Let me see. I get it in there. So it's actually spring loaded in there, and that helps. Oh, that's probably sounding horrible on the audio, but the shock mount helps because it takes out the shock. Any vibrations of me hitting the table, or even if I bump the extension arm a little bit, the springs in here, or the elastic, actually take up the vibrations and counteract it so that it doesn't transfer to the microphone. Your basic recorders, let me see, I think I have a bunch like this. These, what else? This one, old school micro cassette. All of these are handheld, and the microphones are part of, let me see, where is it? Mic, right there. There's the microphone, that black spot. So it's part of the casing. So if I'm holding this and moving my fingers around, there you go. It's going to cause all kinds of noises. And that's how you got like all these whispers. You know, I don't really hear too many EVPs anymore because I just can't stand them. But you hear a lot of the whispering, like the no, yes, and that's not actually whispering. It's the friction between a person's hand and the casing. That's actually what it comes down to. So great question. Love it. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Let's go down. I gotta move down a little bit. I will be back soon, just in the middle of designing my paranormal clothing for the launch. Oh, paranormal clothing. I have skeptical clothing. I have like that. This is not my design, but I have skeptical. I have to pimp that out too, because I do. If you go on Teespring and look for Scientific Skepticism by me, I have some shirts up there, and I'm going to totally pimp myself out and put up a link so that anyone that's interested can buy them and support my habit of investigating stuff from a scientific point of view. And that's exactly what happens. All the money that I make from t-shirts, which is not a lot. I mean, I just really started it, so there's not, I don't really make anything off of it. But from that and from my articles and any other work that I do, my side work that I do, all the money actually goes back into my investigating. So all the equipment that I buy, like the stupid shit like this, that one that came out, the ghost detector, the crystal thing is supposed to light up and stuff. I bought that to review. I bought other equipment that I reviewed just so I could review it and give you guys an honest opinion, take some stuff apart, see how it works. So I just put the Teespring thing in the chat room. Hopefully it works. Hopefully. I don't know. All right. So next question. we got 15 people. Woohoo! Hopefully we can get up to 20. That'd be nice. Actually, one day it'd be nice if I could hit triple digits, but a man can dream. Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, anything happened while on location that you could not explain? So going back to your other question about, is there anything that I could not explain? Yeah, I mean, it's same thing. I mean, it really, all the information, the answer that I gave kind of applies to that. Because once in a while I can't, because there's just not enough information. And also sometimes I get pushback, like you get pushback when you start offering alternative explanations for things that doesn't include ghost or demons. And sometimes it's looked upon with very much scorn. When somebody jumps up and is like, oh, that noise that I heard, that's gotta be, old man Bernie, or Barney. Oh, Barney, that's a good ghost name. Old man Barney, who died in 1862, and he haunts this farm all the time. So that noise sounded like his footsteps going down. And again, it comes back to people don't go down, and sometimes I go down to look. Most of the time I go down to look to see what caused that noise. And sometimes I can't find it. There was a time at the White Hill Mansion, and I might have mentioned this in a past episode, but I was there. It was me, my wife, and Dawn. I think Dawn was with us. And it was just the three of us. And we were in there. We were doing some experiments. We were trying to recreate one of the experiences that Dawn had in the basement of the White Hill Mansion, because it's got a nice full bar. It's a beautiful bar. Oh, my God. I love the place. As we were down there talking, we heard a loud bang come from the floor above us. At least we thought it was the floor above us. It came from above us, and weren't sure, but it was loud. It sounded like somebody took a piece of furniture and just tipped it over and let it go. And it hit the floor and went boom. We ran upstairs because we were thinking, oh, maybe somebody broke into the house or just walked in and not supposed to be here. We walked around the whole place, could not find anyone, and we didn't find anything out of place. So I can't explain what that noise was. I can offer speculation. It could have been because it had been raining the night before, and there was some there's a lot of trees surrounding the place, so it could have been a heavy branch that fell onto the roof and just fell down. It could have been maybe a pigeon flew into a window. I don't know. And that's what I'm left with. I don't know. I can't say it's paranormal because I don't know what caused it. And I can't say that it was a branch or a bird because, again, I don't know what caused it. So for that example, that's a great example for me to pass along because I don't know and I couldn't explain it. So it's right now it's unexplained. So there. I hope that better answered your question. Let's see. I hate that word investigation. Why, Jim? I mean, I kind of can guess why you might hate it, because I probably don't like it for the same reasons when it comes to certain people. But yeah, what's your deal? Oh, and if I do have the ability this time to invite people on. So if I don't understand what you're trying to ask me and you're so inclined to come on, if you have video, you have to have a camera in order to come on. But if you want to, I can bring somebody on and you can clarify your question to me and we can actually discuss it for a little bit before I boot you off for the next person. So I just want to put that out there. And if I see somebody, then I can send you the link. So let's see. What's this? Yes. Can't investigate what other people experience as it was just a snapshot in time of something they experience. That's why I don't investigate. Okay. That's fair enough. I get what you're saying. And I agree most of the time. Sometimes I don't agree because I think, okay, well, if there's enough information there, I might be able to get into it. And that's, I've proven that with a lot of the articles I've done, because there was very little information to start with, and I ended up solving some cases. The black, oh, what is it? The Blackwell ghost? Is that what it is? The Blackwell ghost on Amazon? I think that's what it's called. And that first movie, and in addition to the screaming ghost at a hotel, that viral video, they were linked, and I worked on both of them. I worked on the hotel video for years and couldn't figure out everything until I started working on the Blackwell ghost film review, trying to figure out if that was real or not, or the events were real, not the actual ghost sighting, because that was shitty CGI. But when I found out that both stories, both paranormal claims were associated because of the same person that made both of them, then things started falling into place, and the investigation actually concluded with solving the mystery, and even confirmed, because I went and talked to the guy, Turner Clay, that made both films, and was able to verify all the information, and shocked the shit out of him, because I knew everything he did. It scared him too. He was pretty unnerved. So that was fun. Let's see. Let's see. Teespring. Kenny, have you heard? Oh, some older, cheaper. Wait, I think I'm way ahead. Some EVPs are people whispering and talking on purpose. Yes, I agree. I totally agree, Michelle. I mean, that's one of the funniest things that I've seen in over the years, over the last two decades, where it's like the team leader's like, okay, we're doing this. We're going to do an EVP session. Nobody whisper. There's no whispering allowed. And then within 2 minutes of pressing the fucking record button, you got somebody leaning over going, hey, what are you doing? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I think there's something going on over here. And when I was a ghost hunter, I was the guy going, hey, shut the fuck up. Dude, we got rules. You know, what the hell? And I did that a lot when I became more of a skeptic guy. And then now I just sit in the corner and watch everyone. And I literally point and laugh at them because they're not following their own rules, which just is a sad state of affairs when you think about it, because that's the simplest thing that you can do. And if a group is not even adhering to that simple rule, then, you know, they're junk. They're out there for a thrill, not for anything else. Let's see. I never hold my recorder in my hands. That's good. That's good. I think that's great. I think the best thing you can do is try to get it like a shock mount like this. Well, like that, so that you can put the recorder in there and help alleviate some of that vibration issue. And then see what happens. I mean, it's something to experiment with. I've actually never done it because I just don't use recorders anymore. I don't. All the EVPs I've heard over the years, nothing has ever impressed me. And it might be just because I'm an asshole. I don't know. But yeah, it's never been impressive because it usually falls into that category where people say, oh, you know, I got this great EVP. It says this or this. And it's clear as day. It's a class A because, you know, those classifications are so standard. Not. But you know, and when you hear them, when you listen to them, it's like, I don't hear that. I hear something. Or you might be primed if they tell you enough times what it's supposed to say. Yeah, you're definitely going to hear that, or something very close to that. But I usually say that I usually tell people, don't tell me what it is. Don't tell me what you hear. Let me hear it, you know, on my own for the first time. And then I never hear what they hear. Never. Let's see. I love being able to put the comments up there. Oh, Carolyn's Creepy Corner. I love seeing that name, Carolyn. That's a good point. That's a good point. Different surfaces carry sounds differently. Yes, absolutely. Depending on if you're on like a metal desk or a wooden desk, if it's on a pillow or something like that. I mean, pillow, not so much. That was probably a bad example, but different items, different materials will carry sound and vibrations differently. So yes, I definitely agree with that. And that's something that I know I've considered, but I totally forgot. So thank you for bringing that up, Carolyn. Appreciate that. Some older, what do you got here? Some older or cheaper ones have picked up static too. Absolutely. I mean, if they're not shielded, if the older ones or even the cheaper ones, they're not shielded properly, you can pick up a lot of static. You can pick up radio transmissions too. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Hey, Jim. Jim's got the questions. Kenny, have you heard the EVP I got on the Queen Mary? I don't think so. Feel free to send me a message later if you want, and shoot me a clip, and I'll take a listen. See what. Don't tell me what it says, but I'll take a listen and honestly tell you what I hear or not hear. Oh, I'm catching up. I think I'm catching up. Charlotte, how you doing? All right. I tape my recorders to the wall with masking tape and then make sure the camera is pointed at them. Well, that can still suffer from the same issues because the walls, depending on the wall, what the wall's made of, I mean, it still vibrates. It can still transfer sound too. Especially since you're on there. When it's on solid object, you have transmission of sound through the medium. And I mean, that's what sound is. Sound is vibrations. So the subtle vibrations come through and it will transfer through the medium. It won't transfer through like a vacuum, but if there's air or material, something that can transfer that vibration, it will carry sound. So that's something to be careful of. I would suggest probably putting maybe like a pillow or like a folded up t-shirt or something like that, something that's much softer that will help absorb those vibrations from the wall. But yeah, and make sure that, well, no, masking tape will probably hold it in place pretty good. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Dun, dun, dun. Old man Barney sounds like someone who would be unmasking. Yeah, hello. That's what I'm going with. Scooby-Doo. Why point a camera at the recorder? The recorder. Well, I'm sure that's for Charlotte, but I'm going to answer that anyway. Because anytime I put equipment down, I always put a camera on it. Always. Because I want to see if somebody's fucking with it. Basically, I don't trust anyone. And that's not saying that people are untrustworthy or that I hate people. I do hate some people. And I do think some people are untrustworthy. And I think that sometimes they are located within the ghost hunting community or other communities like Bigfoot and UFOs. But yes, I put cameras on things. Like I mentioned before, like in another episode, that I have an 8-camera DVR that I take with me. It's a new one, but I've had cameras before and I take them with me and I specifically put them on objects and areas so that I can watch them. I want to be able to see what's going on. I want to be able to see if someone's interacting with that or has potential for interacting with that, because you do have people that, well, they want something to happen so bad. They want you to be convinced so bad that they will lower themselves to perpetrating a hoax. And I've been there. I haven't perpetrated the hoax, but I've been there in a situation where someone was so hell-bent on convincing me that a place was haunted that they created shit that happened. And it's horrible. You catch them on video when they're throwing things, picking stuff up, knocking stuff over, or picking something up and moving it to a different location so it looks like a ghost moved it. Shit like that. So I totally am on board with that about keeping a camera on all your equipment. If you're going to leave it alone, which I don't suggest, I mean, I'm not for that. I think you should monitor your equipment as best you can. And yeah, if you have a lot of equipment spread out, then by all means, get a system that allows you enough cameras to watch everything, because people suck. And that's it. And you know what? It's not even that people suck or that they're hoaxing all the time, although they do. It does come to a point where people bump into things. People nudge stuff. They don't realize it. If they're wearing like thick hoodies or a jacket because it's cold, and they don't realize they knock something over or move something a little bit. They don't realize, like, if they walked across the floor and there's a floorboard that's warped, and when they step on a spot like 12 feet away, that the other end of that board will actually move something and maybe make a trigger object move or switch position or shift slightly. So to have a camera on the entire area of what's going on helps, because it gives you more data to look at. It gives you something else to say, oh, maybe they caused it because they walked in the room. So there's plenty more examples we could give, but I'm totally on board with that. Let's see. You are not investigating. We are actually just searching. So let's see. Or history tripping. I don't know if that's for me or not, but we can, I don't know who you're talking to with that. Let me see. Oh man, I skipped ahead again. Let's see. Where is that? Or history tripping. There it is. Dun, dun. So I'm not sure, Jim, what you're talking about or who you're talking to, if you're talking to me or not. But I don't know where to go with that. Let's see. So Charlotte answered, so I can see if anyone messes with it. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I also place it where team members are, also on camera, so I can see their faces and lips during the sessions. That way I can double the EVPs. You can double the... That sounds funny. So you can see their faces and lips during the sessions. So what? Like they're talking? I don't know. That's cool. Let's see. The Blackwell Ghost is garbage. It is. A lot of people like that film, though. I still get, like, I put out an article about it in 2018, I think. It wasn't too long after it came out, but I put an article, and I still get emails from... This is actually one of my better ones, because I get emails from all over the world, which is really cool. People watching it and saying, oh, they weren't sure about it. They thought it was cool. And then they looked it up because they weren't sure, and they found my article, and they recheck my work, which is great. I love that. And found, like, oh shit, it is garbage. So yeah, I mean, and you know what? Turner Clay he was a nice guy. I did talk to him. So he's the guy that stars and films in it. He films it, but stars in it. And he was a nice guy. And he seemed, sincere. He was just making some films, but it got out of hand. And according to him, it was Amazon that put the blurb on it about being an authentic documentary, and it wasn't him. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny that, but I definitely think he's writing it out, because it's popular, and he was up to number 4, and he's selling them. So parts 2, 3, and 4 you have to buy. So people are buying it. I don't know why. I didn't buy it because I'm not watching it. 1 was enough. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, there's a question. Eric. What's up, Eric? That's a cool profile pic, dude. You look like a zombie. You are a zombie. With a cigarette? I don't know if you have a cigarette in your mouth or not. What do you think about potential cross-contamination of parallel universes? Whoa. That's a good one. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse here. But cross-contamination of parallel universes. It's good sci-fi. Definitely. Well, it's okay sci-fi. Sometimes they do it right. Sometimes they really fuck it up. But as for, I guess, for paranormal stuff, I guess you're kind of referring to like other universes or parallel dimensions. Not really universes, but dimensions bleeding over into ours, and thus causing like ghosts, because the ghosts are not actually ghosts. They're actually people from other dimensions that are just bleeding over into ours. I don't know about that. I think it's more of a it's more of a sci-fi hypothesis kind of thing going on. I know there's a many worlds theory that's out there, but it's not. I don't think it's proven yet. I'm pretty sure it's not proven because that would be world shattering, paradigm shifting, if you will. But I don't see that as a cause of some of the activity that is reported. I think, yeah. I don't know where I can go with that because I don't know much about this kind of I don't know much about this area, so I don't want to just speculate and put information out there that might be total bullshit and then it get repeated. I don't think this is responsible for any of the paranormal activity that's being reported. I've read the stories. I've read a lot of stories that this would fit with, but I think they're more stories, like actual just made up stories, or misidentification or misinterpretation with embellishments. But that's really all I can say about that. I mean, it's a good question. I'm not the person that can answer that because I just don't know too much about it. But thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Let's see. Charlotte also still talking about it. Oh, that's it. Like Kenny was talking about. There you go. I like those comments when it says that I'm right. I like those. Let's see. What else we got? Charlotte, I have team members say their names. Oh, we're at 21 viewers. Woo! Can I get some thumbs up? Actually, give me some love. I want to see that love counter go up. I have my team members say their names out loud, say their names in a whisper when we start the session, so I have a record of their voices so I can compare in audio software. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a great start. And I try to do that whenever I go on to investigations or ghost hunts. I really should call them ghost hunts. I agree with I think it was Jim that was saying that he doesn't like investigation because I really don't think most people investigate. And I can get into that a little later if you want. But yeah, whenever I go to an event and I know there's a lot of people there that are ghost hunting and that are potentially, aren't good at the science or controls or keeping their mouth shut, I do the same thing. I record everyone. I get them talking. I get their faces. I get their clothing. I try to get them to talk to me low. Like I'll have the camera running. I have a video camera that's running all the time, and I'll talk to somebody in a normal tone, and then I'll actually walk up to them later, not when everything's not going on, when like during a break, but I'll go up to them and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Do you think they're okay? And kind of like that attitude where it's like, I don't want other people hearing, but because we're judging other people, and that gets them to whisper and I get a recording. So it's a cool little tactic. Feel free to use that trick. I give you full permission. Yeah, Ted, totally asshole. Total asshole. Michelle. We investigated with taps. I'm sorry to hear that. Home team a few years ago at Fort Mifflin during an event session. An event session or EVP session? Probably EVP session. They were moving around and stomachs were growling, and we had mostly recording of an hour saying, sorry, that was me. What is the deal with that? Like, that's something I'd love to look into. Have you ever noticed that every time I've been on a ghost hunt, there's always a stomach that growls? Always. Like, I don't get it. We can eat dinner and be fine. No stomach growling. I could go all day. I could work in here. Like, sometimes I work in here. I get up in the morning, I start working, and then the next thing I know, like, the sun has already gone across the sky and it's nighttime again. And then I realize I'm hungry. But my stomach doesn't growl until I realize that I'm hungry. So I don't get that. That's a mystery. It's a mystery that I don't know if I can solve. What have you got? I've heard where they pick up what sounds like Morse code. I've heard that sometimes that's a mic issue. Like I've experienced that with different recordings, not just with digital recorders, but with the sound equipment, like, my mixer and other sound equipment from other podcasts and stuff, where you get that tapping noise that sounds like Morse code. But that's usually a mic issue. it means you either have a shitty mic, or the system, something in the system is breaking down, and you need to replace it. We'll send it to you, and looking forward to what you think. Cool, Jim. Thank you very much. Ted is sending me messages. He's sending me, oh, what are you doing? KnowledgeTime.net. I don't know if I can trust that site, Ted. Scientist invents technology to see multidimensional. Yeah. That headline, I bet, is misleading as fuck. I'll look at that later. He's sending me messages to tabloid fucking articles. I love you, Ted. Let's see what else we got. We're still at 18 people. That's good. Let's see. Good to know. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. I don't know if that was for me, but I'm going to take it anyway. Shelly has never used a digital recorder, but I carried a little cassette recorder until it died. And I don't know if you can get tapes for it now. I don't know. You know what? I haven't seen any. I still have I showed my micro cassette recorder. I still have this. And it still has the sticker from my old ghost hunting team, Pyra. Look at that. That's an antique. I can sell that for like $2 billion because it's a one of a kind. But I don't think I don't even have a tape in there. I know I have a bunch of tapes up in the attic. I have an old case. Like, must be a demon. Oh, it's my light too. Wow, and my little Tom Servo. Wow, that's what I get for closing the drawers. Up in the attic, I have cassettes. I have a whole big thing of cassettes because I was raised in the 80s, so I have cassette tapes out my ass. But I have tons of micro cassette tapes. So I hear you. I haven't seen anywhere that sells cassette tapes. Like not physical stores. Online, I think you can get them. Hey, Diana. Let's see. I had a client actually move a curtain as they tried to make it look paranormal. They didn't realize I had a camera on the curtain. Awesome. That is awesome. And that's exactly what I was getting into earlier. I mean, you have to watch everyone. And whether it's a suspected hoax or just an accident, I mean, because both happen, you have to watch everyone. And that's one of the biggest concerns that I get, because when I do get full into investigating a place, I investigate. Like I'm there to investigate certain claims, not just to sit there all night. Like I think Jim mentioned that he doesn't like investigation. I don't like investigation either. I usually call what ghost hunters do a stakeout, because they're basically waiting around all night for something to happen. Whereas I actively look for clues to help understand the claims that have come out before. So I'll do my research beforehand, go in knowing, okay, this happened. People said this stuff happens all the time. So that's what I'm going to look into. But because I'm there with other people and not just me, I want to watch everyone. I want to make sure they're not, up to something, up to no good, or they are not accidentally causing more ghost activity themselves. It's really easy to happen. I mean, how many times have you misplaced something? How many times have you walked into a room and totally forgot what you were doing? These things happen to us. And it's easy to misplace stuff. It's easy to bump something and not realize it. It's easy to forget that you did something or forget where you put something. And think, oh, well, I found it here. Did I put it here? I don't think I put it here. And then you really did. But I think ghost hunters have a tendency to say, oh, well, maybe it's a ghost. And by putting up the cameras like that and watching everybody and seeing what they're doing, you can solve a mystery. You can figure out what's going on. Man, hour into it, and I'm just feeling a little buzzed. Not too bad. Let's see. I have instances. What is this? I have instances where recorders have picked up what sounds like Morse code. Usually it's near rail yards. That's interesting. I don't know what that might be. unless it's not shielded. If they're not shielded properly, you might be picking up like a repeating pattern from the towers, the radio towers. I wonder. I'm curious. I don't know if that's it. I really don't know. That's something interesting. I'm going to write that down because that's something that's interesting. Morse code on recorders. So maybe I'll look into that too. I love this. I'm getting topics to write about. This is awesome. All right. Teddy's putting links in the chat room. That's cool. Oh my God. Why do you have to bring up Roundtree? Ugh. What a douchebag. Roundtree, not you, John. Let's see. Carolyn. What's up, Carolyn? Back when I was ghost hunting, we stopped doing residential cases because my clients would not cooperate and would have cell phones on, walk where we asked them not to, have friends over to watch, etc. Not to mention they didn't like it when we gave rational answers for their hauntings. I agree, Carolyn. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's hard. I think the idea is that the paranormal exploded years ago as in something like popular. Everybody wanted to do it. Everyone wanted to be a part of it. And it was just like, oh, well, if my house is haunted, maybe I'll get on TV. You know, or we'll get a bunch of ghost hunters. We'll get something written about us. We'll be famous, this and that. I think that's part of it, not all of it, but yeah, I agree. There's been a few things, a few private homes back when I was a ghost hunter where that happened. It was like you showed up, you gave them the rules beforehand. You said, all right, you know, just one or two people, you know, mom or dad, husband, wife, wife, whatever. But that's it, you know, like get your kids out for the night, get the pets out for the night. Somewhere else so we can actually look at this place and control what's going on. And most of the time we would show up and the kids would be all around, the pets would be running around free roam, and they didn't care. And they would invite friends over because it's like, oh, we have ghost hunters in the house, you know, come on over and see them. And there's been plenty of times when I've walked out, we've shown up and it's like, all right, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. You know, I told you the rules. You're not following them. See ya. You know, call somebody else that cares. I said that last part in my head. Let's see. By the way, Kenny, this is Nopes. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, I don't know what that means. I feel like I should know, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Dun, dun. Oh man, I lost my place again. What's this? I saw the Morse code thing. It's an Android keypad on a phone and someone is typing. Would that affect somebody else's recorder though? I don't know if that, how does that work? I'm not sure. Dun, dun. Feed stopped? Did it stop? I hope not. Shouldn't have. Dun, dun. Oh my God, I remember Pyra. We were both hunting back then. You remember Pyra? You remember my group? Really? That was me. Pyra. Wow. Damn, we got to talk later. Your chair knocks some stuff. Yes, I know. Walmart carries them sometimes. Oh, cassette tapes and stuff. Okay. Yeah, watch the sketchy bastard. Oh, damn it. There it goes. Okay. Dun, dun, paranormal stakeout. That's right. Paranormal stakeout. That's what it is. I mean, and I always compare it. I compare them to, like, think of a ghost hunt. Most of the time, they're like, okay, something's happening here. This is a haunted place. So we're going to go. We set up some cameras and we sit in the corner and we wait. We have recorders going. We have video cameras going. We have still cameras going. And we sit there. And sometimes we ask questions, or sometimes we wait and see if something happens. And then when something happens, it's click, 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 click. And then we wait for the next thing to happen. To me, that's not investigating. That's a stakeout. That looks like any movie that you see where the FBI agents are in the house or hotel across the street and they're watching the Italian restaurant because they think the mob is out operating a front there. And now I'm hungry. Now I want Italian food. but they're watching them and they're taking pictures, they're taking videos, and that's it. And maybe if something happens, they all storm the building, they go in. That's a stakeout. It's not an investigation. An investigation to me is saying, okay, there is something that happened here a while ago. Like somebody saw this. So what are the clues? What's the information? What's the facts? What are the claims? Let's look at them. Let's document them. Let's write them down. Let's break them apart. Let's see what is going on. And then we will investigate that claim. We will investigate the claims, meaning we'll go in, we'll look at the area, we'll interview the people involved. We will look at any devices that were involved and how they work, what they do, what they really do, what they don't do, although some ghost hunting sites claim they do. We got to verify this and that. That's investigating to me. That's pretty much like when there's a bank robbery and the detective comes in and says, okay, let's see what happened. Let's look for fingerprints. Let's look at the video surveillance tapes. Let's see if we can find any clues off of here. Oh, this person was in a fight. You got some blood here. Let's get the DNA. Let's collect all this. This is investigation. You're collecting data. You're collecting data that will hopefully become evidence to prove your case. That to me is investigating. So there's a clear distinction between the two. And I don't think most of the paranormal community realizes that. I'm not saying they're stupid. I just think they don't realize that. And I blame TV. Let's see. Okay, I can go with that as an investigation. We call that pre-stakeout. I'm not sure if that was me. I'm definitely behind here. I know there's at least like a 10-second delay between what I do and then how it goes out in the feed, but I know I'm behind a little bit on some of these. Talking about the Morse code, that's cool. I like that. I like seeing the conversation in the chat room. That's really good. Dun, dun, and oh, here's a question. Cool. Have you ever had anything happen that made you question the possibility of ghosts? Hey, Jen, how you doing? Let's see the question. See, I think there was a big transition. Like I didn't, when I grew up, I believed in everything completely, like totally. I was really into it. And, like I took everything at face value. As I grew up, when I became a member of a ghost hunting team, it was like, oh, cool. And I did the same thing. Like every little noise, every little shadow, everything I thought was a ghost. And the more I learned, the more things started. I guess the more of that what do you want to call it? The green screen special effects of the paranormal kind of faded away and crumbled. And I didn't really believe in anything anymore because I was like, all right, I can find explanations for it. So I guess my how do I want to say this? If my transition was so gradual and pretty much straightforward that I don't think I've ever looked back and said, okay, maybe I'm always open to it. I don't want to give the impression like I'm totally cut off. I'm open to the idea, but I haven't come across anything since that made me question where I am now. And I keep looking for that though. And that's the thing, that I'm really looking for that. I want to find that. I want to see something that changes my mind back. Because honestly, that's the way we work. That's the way skeptics work. I mean, we good skeptics, we look for information, and when we get new information that is validated, we change or slightly change our worldview. So right now, I don't believe ghosts exist. But if I could be shown some kind of evidence, and don't ask me what that evidence is because I really don't know what it would be until I see it. If I could be shown some evidence that made me question it, yes, I would totally go with it and say, all right, maybe. Even though I don't believe at all, there is I can't say 99.999999999%. I don't believe ghosts or afterlife or anything like that. So I'm leaving that possibility open, which is, again, why I go out all these events time and again. And I go to these conferences and I go to these fairs and I go to wherever I can. Especially, I'm still waiting for someone to take me to a demon-infested house. I'm still waiting. I've had several offers, and then when I try to cash in on them, people just, they disappear. They go quiet. So I'm still waiting for that. But so far, I guess, no, I haven't had anything that made me question the possibility of ghosts. But I'm hopeful. Let's see. Charlotte does remember Pyra. When I first started my team, my friend Ruth based all our training on what you guys were doing. Oh my God, I remember Ruth. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now I feel responsible for. I hope it was good training. I hope it's still. I don't know how to take that. I don't know if I messed you up or not. That's cool though. Oh, small world. Oh, bye, Carolyn. The delay is killing me. Is it really that big of a delay? Oh, maybe because the delay between the video and then probably as I go with the comments. Because if there's a good question, yeah, I can be on there for a long time. But I think I'm finally caught up. It's more like 40 seconds to a minute and a half. What? Is it that bad? Maybe. Wow. I didn't know. This is the first time I'm doing it. The last time I tried it, I only saw like a. I'm gonna see what is over here. Let me see. So I'm looking over at my Facebook page, and I'm gonna do this and wait till it comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, that's taken a long time. So I apologize for that. But there's nothing I can do. At least we are enjoying a Friday night. So, all right. So my hand just went up on the preview there. So it's probably a good like 20, 25 seconds, maybe, at least to my Facebook page. So, oh, well. Let's see. I personally think there is nothing demonic. No such thing. I agree with you, Jim. I do. I think that's based on mythology. And that's it. I mean, there's not much else I can say about that. I think, well, I say there's not much more I can say about that, and then I continue to say stuff about it. But I mean, it's like demonic stuff. I think it's more like people think, oh, if something bad happens, demon. Bad equals demon. Someone gets hurt by accident or something, it's demon. If there's pain, hurt, or what appears to be evil or angry or something, then it's usually demonic now, because that's the sexy new thing to do. I don't know why, but apparently it is. I don't think demons exist. I really don't. Based on mythology, I mean, just studying like I study, reading about mythology and how many of the old gods were transferred over to either angels or demons, depending on the religion that we're talking about, Christianity. It's a transition of mythology. That's it. It's absorbing other people's cultures and renaming them to get followers. That's how I see it. And that's just based on the mythology and the history of religion. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't see demonic things as real. There's a 10-second delay between YouTube feed and the Facebook feed. Tom's probably watching both. That's good. Get my ratings up. Love it. Dun, dun. It's okay, Kenny. Something to do on a Saturday morning. Wow. Yeah. Good. I'm glad I'm entertaining you. That makes me happy, because I just wanted to. I like doing the Q&A. I like interacting with people. I really should get somebody on, because I haven't had anyone on here yet. So I'm going to, maybe I'll just pick somebody at random. Jim has been asking a lot of questions. So Jim, would you like to come on here and see if this works? If you have video, do you have a video camera? Can you come on? Let's see. Man has created the whole thing. I agree, Jim. Yes. Tom now. Taryn? Where's Taryn? Is Taryn on? I didn't see her pop up. Where is that bitch? I like that. It's more like I don't understand it. It's demonic. Well, yeah. Talk to Zach Baggins. Taryn, there's Taryn. I see Taryn. Oh, yay! Love it. Love it. I remember hearing about this guy on the Philly Paranormal Group meetup site that was banned for being obnoxious with his questions. Later, I found out it was you. Yes! Yes! Winner. Winner. I love it. Jim, you said no? Not hooked up. Son of a bitch. I love it, Michelle. Thank you so much. That made my night. I love that. Too much of that crap on TV. Everyone thinks they have a demon. I agree. I agree. Let's see. Tom, that's Juan Tom. Juan Tom. Sally Sykes. I don't know about any of it anymore. I say I don't believe in demons, but I can't watch The Exorcist alone. Haha. But I do believe in ghosts. The Exorcist is that's a fun movie. That is fun. I crack up. I laugh a lot. I mean, the crab walk scene cracks me up. I don't know why. Like, I just start cracking up when I see it. That's a good movie, though. And I was at the house, and I was at the steps in Washington. So, really cool place. No. Fine, Jim. Whatever. Hey, Charlotte, do you want to come on? I have the opportunity to bring someone on, and no one wants to come on with me. That's okay. I get it. But Charlotte, if you have a video camera and you want to come on and chat for a minute or two, let me know. Let me see. Not hooked up. Dun, dun. Lucy, so in love. Ha ha ha. Love the Biddler. That's right. That's my little nickname. She got a little nickname for me. Yeah, that's right, Taryn. Oh, Zach the Shit Baggins. Oh, and there's some other comments about Zach I'm not going to post because he might be a little too much. Oh, my goodness. Oh, The Entity. That was a good one. That was a good movie. I remember watching that for the first time, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I thought it was better than The Exorcist. And it was just, yeah, I really did like it. It was a good one. The Real Case, I think there was a lot of issues with it. There's a lot of issues with it. I don't like the pictures that are like the I guess the center of attention for that. I have big problems with the pictures. But otherwise the story, I mean, it's interesting, and I would really love to. I don't know if the woman is still alive that experienced all that stuff. I would love to talk to her. That would be really cool. Let's see. I will be on TikTok tomorrow. I have never been on TikTok. I don't even know. I'm not sure what that is. I think is it just like another like social media kind of thing? I don't know. Not sure. Let's see. Dun, dun, 18. But I've never seen any of the scary movies that have dolls in them. Aw, you mean dolls like this? Take me home, Taryn. Take me home. And that's it for Taryn. She's leaving. Let's see. I can tell you a whole lot of shit on Baggins. He's always on our coattails and locations. Really? I'm burnt out on Baggins for a little bit. Burnt out on Baggins. That's a t-shirt. Yeah, I did so much stuff on him, and the last episode I did of this, I think I got into it. Did I get in on this one? I forget. I've done so many podcasts the last couple of weeks because of the quarantine stuff. I forget what but I gave an update on the stuff that I did with Baggins, and he like totally burned me out with all his plagiarism bullshit. I mean, that guy is horrible. And for like 2 weeks, I stepped away from everything because I was so burned out with all this bullshit. But now really back into it because I'm having fun. Let's see. Oh, she passed. The woman from the entity. That sucks. That sucks. I mean, I would have liked to talk to her. That would have been nice. Let's see. I like the guy who ran the entity case, though. What's his name? Barry Taft. Oh shit, I forget his name. Barry Taft, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I have some issues with him too, so I'm not so sure about that. Let's see. She lived in Texas. Ha ha ha. You do not, Taryn. You do not hate me. Let's see. Let's see. Burnt baggins tastes like chicken. Nice. We go in and find nothing, and he goes in, and it's demonic. I'm sure. Like there's been a few times when I've had to watch his show because I've done reviews or it's research for some other topic that I'm writing an article for, and I don't think I've ever seen an episode where he didn't get possessed. I honestly don't. I mean, it's always something demonic or something attacking him. He is definitely narcissist. He definitely has to be the center of attention. Everything has to happen to him. And I've also found like a few episodes where it looked like one of his other lackeys would try to get the attention and say, oh, something's happening to him. And then Zach was like, no, it's happening to me. Me. And he would go into his over dramatic fucking Jim Carrey impression and just take all the credit and take all the attention. So, if anyone runs a podcast that can get him on and me on, I will gladly do it. I will gladly volunteer for that. I will take off of work. I will do whatever I have to do in order to do that. Just putting it out there. We are not letting him into the Fox Theater in Fullerton. You know, I've heard a lot of stuff. Like I've heard from people that are on the inside with him, and I know they've told me things like he has ruined some places. Like after they have come in and filmed, that the locations will not allow anyone else to come in because they were so pissed off at what he did or how he presented things. So I've heard that before. You're not the first one that brought up comments like that, you know, that don't want him in a certain area. Wow. Barry Taft. Yeah, that's it. I haven't had any interaction with him. I've tried to, because I did a review of the Demon House, which he was in there, and I tried to contact him, and he would not respond to me. Like I tried phone, email, another phone number, his website, and something. What else? I tried contacting people that he knew, and nothing. Like no response whatsoever. So. Yeah, either he was avoiding me, which is possible, or he just didn't get it. I don't know. Let's see. Barry Taft. He's a douchebag. Because it was brought up, damn it. I didn't bring him up. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I'm getting at the end, so the bar is going to close soon. But we have 14 people still watching. We're going on an hour and a half. And it's a Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on where you are. So I'm going to keep going as long as there's people asking questions. So what else we got? Let's see. What's this, Jim? The Arizona shit was so bad, we actually left a clown mask for him in a projector room. We heard nothing of it. Nice. I would pay money to see that. I'm not sure what that's for. Let's see. When we first came out, I was upset because they were jumping out of windows to run away from ghosts, and I felt that would make it harder to book commercial investigations. I'm not sure what that's for, but I'm guessing you're talking about Baggins. Let's see. I just helped helped a little on the production side for the show and refused to have my name put on it. Good call. Good call. Because I get like production side, you're doing your job, but I mean, that show is awful. If you're talking about Ghost Adventures, awful. That's so hard. Like I try to watch it again for research, because I don't find it entertaining whatsoever. Maybe that's me. I probably have a bias, but I don't find it entertaining. But yeah. All right, let's move on from Baggins. Have you ever been to the Wells house? I don't think so. What is that? What is that? Wells house. Wells house. Dun, dun. Bum, bum, bum. Wells house. A haunting worse than Amityville. Oh, is this the one in Pennsylvania? That I think it's not that far from me. Yeah, Wilkes-Barre. Oh shit. I was just up there last weekend. I should have gone to that. I have not been there. Damn it. I was just there. We went up to we were in Concrete City last weekend, and then we went up to Wilkes-Barre to visit our friend Stephanie. And we stopped by. We kept our social distance. We had our masks on. I put a picture up showing all of us like masked up and stuff. And but we actually came by. We waved and chatted from the street. But we were in the area and we should have gone. Damn it. I got to go there. I'm going to write that down because maybe we can do that this weekend. We might drive up there if we're bored. Let's see. Oh, what time is it? 3:36 a.m. Saturday morning, and I'm still working. Working on what? What are you doing at 3:30 in the morning? Oh, all right, Jim. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out and asking all the questions and making comments. I really appreciate it. Hope that caught you before you left. And I hope to see you soon. I'd pay money to see. That was you saying you'd love to have a one-on-one with Baggins. I would love to. I would love to. I mean, look, there's a lot of questions. I mean, I think the guy made up a lot of stories about people, and I really want to know why. You know, I want to know why. I want to get into his head and ask him questions and see how he responds. You know, if it's the same kind of I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of bullshit that he puts on the show. But I mean, I'm open for it. I will debate with almost anyone on a topic that I'm well versed in, because I don't want to debate someone in a topic that I don't know anything about. That would be dumb. But yeah, I would sit down and talk to him. I'd sit down here and talk to him. I would even come out there. I actually sent him a message through Twitter way back when saying I'd like to meet him, that I was coming out there to Vegas, and I would like to meet him and talk to him about some of this stuff. And I mean, surprisingly, no response. Yeah. Dead Files is disgusting. Oh, that's horrible. Is that the one? Let's see, which one is that? Is that the one with the so-called psychic who sucks and then tells the family really, really bad shit at the end? And then there's also the detective, the retired detective that really does shitty investigation work. Is that the one? Let me see. I'm going to look it up real quick. Dead Files. The Dead Files. Oh, yes. Yes. A homicide detective and a medium. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she's a medium, because I find her, what is her name? I don't know if I can say it. I don't want to get in trouble. Amy Allen. I think she is horrible. Honestly, I think, because I've seen a few of the shows, and at the end when they do like the reveal or talking to the family at the end, tell them the summary, some of the shit that she says, man, I cannot believe that she's okay with that being on television. I can't. I don't have enough words to express how fucked up it is what she says to the people. I I don't think she has any evidence. I don't think she's a medium whatsoever. But I think the things that she's telling these families who are very influential because they're looking at her as an authority figure falsely, she's literally mind fucking them and really causing more anxiety and turmoil than helping, quote unquote, because I don't think she's fucking helping at all. And from what I've seen from the detective, I think he does pretty crappy work. Honestly, I mean, I think he uncovers stuff from the area, and whatever bad stuff happens, he tries to associate it with, whatever case they're working on. So I think that's a horrible show. Horrible show. Oh my God, I hate that fucking show. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm getting a little too honest. I think I'm going to have to close the bar soon. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. I've worked production on a few paranormal shows and been on screen on my own show here in the UK, but that show is just awful. Ooh, I'm going to have to look into that and see what shows you were on. I'm just playing. No, really, I will. Let's see. My dad painted the inside. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's see. Hey, D. How you doing? Evening, everyone. Awesome. Good to have you here. We're winding down. We're starting to wind down. We've been at it for an hour and 36 minutes, which is pretty cool. Opening my store online on Monday, so getting everything ready to launch. Ooh, you have like freaky stuff? As you can tell, I like stuff. Hey, Leia. I like stuff. I have everything from Raggedy Ann dolls to, let's see, Aliens to Star Wars to Superman, and I got lots of other stuff. Lots of other stuff. And on the other side, I can't show you because it's too hard with the camera, but I have a lot of haunted stuff, allegedly haunted stuff. So let's see. I'm interested in what you got in your store there, MJ. Let me know. Shelley, Amy Allen was on the original A Haunting in Georgia years ago with William Roll. Remember that? Haunting in Georgia. I remember the name, but I don't think I ever watched it. Do it. It's called Paranormal Captured, which should be airing on Travel Channel in USA soon. Paranormal. Look at this. I am writing this down. Paranormal Captured. Oh. MJ TV show. I'll look it up, see if it's online, and see what's going on there. Oh, look at this. I caught up to the comments. Damn. That's awesome. So with that, I guess, is there any more questions? We're down to 13 people viewing, which is awesome. Thank you so much for everyone that's coming out. Got some likes, got some love, got some laughs. I love it. Oh, I shall inbox you the store link, but you can find it on Facebook. Sage Tribe Shop. Cool. Inbox me. I like that. That sounds very Hollywood. Like, yo, inbox me. And we'll get on that. Like, how you doing? Later, Charlotte. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I got my buddy Jim sending me messages over here. I'm not going to pay attention to that yet. I'll look at that later. So if there's really no more questions, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't have many announcements. Usually at the end. You know what? Before everyone goes, I do have something. I do a book review, not a review, but I do a book recommendation once in a while, and usually somebody reminds me. So I like to do a book recommendation, and it's pretty simple. It's not anything you're probably expecting, but I'm going to put this up here. This is a book called My Name is Stardust, and it is by Bailey Harris and her father, Douglas Harris. And I met Bailey at a science convention last year, and she has 3 books, and it's very cool books. It is these are children's books, and it helps introduce some basic science. Bailey she loves science, absolutely loves science. And it talks about how we are all stardust. We are all made of stardust. And it explores, the second book explores our solar system. Put it up there. And then the third book explores the Earth's wonders and like all the animals in it. It's pretty cool. I'm going to show you a little example like that. It's very child oriented. It teaches them a little bit about science. It shows to ask questions, how to wonder, curiosity. It's really cool. I do love it. Bailey is awesome, amazing young woman. Young girl. I mean, she's. I think she started writing these when she was 8 years old. So it's really cool, and I really wanted to promote it because if you have kids and you're wondering how to inject some critical thinking, some science, maybe some just rational thinking, these are pretty decent books. And I think she has a website. I'm not sure. Oh, StardustScience.com. Right there on the back. So if you want to look it up, take a look and order the books. They're pretty good. I bought all three of them. I love them. But I am a kid at heart. So it might be something good for your kids if they're young kids and you want to give them some books that other than, like the same Winnie the Pooh book or something, which I love Winnie the Pooh. Don't get me wrong. But this is more science oriented, but a very simple science kind of book. I love them. So there you go. That's my recommendation for the week, for the month. D, awesome. You know what? I love it. Thank you so much. You are welcome. You'll get your people to contact my people. That's good. I have people. You go through my secretary, who's got a secretary, who's got a sec. I don't know why I go into a New York accent. When I start doing this, but you how you doing? You call my assistant. We'll schedule a meeting. That was horrible. That was horrible. Juan Tom. If anybody has not checked it out, go to Juan Tom's YouTube channel. It's called Tom's World. If you do a search for Dinosaur Lake, you'll find his channel and subscribe to it. He's trying to get up to 100 subscribers so he can do some kind of customizing of his channel, and but he explores local areas. And since I'm wrapping this up, if you want, continue on in YouTube and look up K&D Adventures, and you'll see a picture of me and Donna, my wife, and we have started our own channel too, where we go out and we film our adventures. We go out as much as we possibly can on road trips, day trips, and whatever else, and we totally film everything now. We have 4 episodes up. I have a 5th one coming soon. I also have my own channel, Kenny Biddle, this is streaming too. So if you're looking at this on YouTube, please subscribe to it. If you're looking at this on Facebook, subscribe or follow my blog. I am Kenny Biddle, and I put up all my science and skeptical stuff. I also write articles. I have a column for Skeptical Inquirer magazine called A Closer Look. And that's where I look at, sometimes mysteries. Sometimes I do reviews on TV shows. I review gadgets. Sometimes I take them apart, see what's inside, which seems to really piss off people, which is fun for me. But I have about 25 or so articles on Skeptical Inquirer, so there's plenty of information. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm usually always available. I don't mind answering questions. If you have photos or videos, I'll kindly take a look. Can't say that I'll solve every mystery, but I'll at least give you my honest opinion and maybe something to work with. And I think that's it. I did earlier in the comments, I did put up my Teespring storefront. I have what's called Scientific Skepticism, and it's a bunch of t-shirts that I put together. I designed myself. So if you're interested, take a look. All the money from that goes back into my investigating. It allows me to buy the overly expensive equipment in the paranormal community and actually do a real honest review of it. It also lets me into investigations and travel to other places so I can write more articles about it. Like, there's an article that's coming out where I wrote about the Archive of the Afterlife, a oddities museum in West Virginia. That's coming out hopefully in the next week. And it was a pleasure. Steve Hummel, which is the curator, owner of the museum, was awesome. I mean, he was really kind. He was very friendly. He let us come out. Me and my buddy Tim Vickers, we actually came out there for the day and stayed for a couple hours after hours. And we were allowed to not only inspect some of the artifacts, but we were allowed to investigate. I'm not going to give away anything other than that. It was just really fun. We got to take stuff out of the cases to handle them. We got to test some things, which you'll read in the article. And we actually solved some mysteries. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed our time. And we're going to go out again, hopefully this year sometime, if once this quarantine shit lifts, then we're going to get out there. So lots of, I still got that comment up on screen. Let me get that out of there. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great and safe weekend. Stay inside, stay home if you can. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it helps. It really does. And do your part. If you go out, wear a mask, protect yourself, protect others. You know, we're not in it just for ourselves. We're in it for everybody. We're a team here. So, you know, help out everywhere you can. And I think that's it. I'm going to stop babbling and let you guys get back to your weekend. Have a great night. Tom, Michelle, MJ, D, Charlotte, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the bar is closed.